So what is your name and how long have you been tattooing?
My name is Diego Aguilar. Been tattooing for about 5 years.
Have all 5 years been here at Masterwood?
I've worked at a different shop not too far from here called the Artistry Realm. That's where I got my start as an apprentice. And then after a couple years of cleaning and learning how to deal with customers, I made my way here where I've worked for the last 3 years.
Alright. Would you say tattoos are more accepted in society?
Yeah, every day especially. I don't think that you have to have a certain amount of tattoos anymore to be a tattooed person. If you just have one visible tattoo, you're already a tattooed person, so I think they're more and more accepted every day.
Just going off the last question, do you feel like tattoos are really being more accepted, or do you think it's just becoming more of a trend?
It's definitely becoming more of a trend, but it is also being more accepted as older generations kind of fade out and are in less of positions of power. Maybe the people that are more considered in power today in general are more accepting of tattoos, so it's probably just going to keep going down and down and down where less people are looking at tattoos as a taboo.
Have you personally experienced situations that were based on your tattoos, either positive or negative?
Definitely more positive than anything. I think if you're someone who's a tattooed person, you're more likely to be more accepting in general of people and more outgoing. Getting tattooed is definitely a stressful situation. So I think in my case, I'm heavily tattooed and I do tattoos for a living, so people think that's like really exciting. There's very few negative things that actually come with it. Usually if someone's not very tattooed and they see someone with a lot of artwork, they generally are more curious than judgmental. So I think in my experience, I've had way more positive conversations and situations based off my tattoos than negative.
I'd agree with you on that, because I've had some at like the job I used to work at.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people like asking where I got them. And
yeah, they're more curious. They want to know. Usually negative things are like on a personal level, people are just judgmental or insecure, so really nothing negative comes from getting tattooed.
Have you seen over the years a wider variety of individuals coming in to get tattoos, for example, different careers?
So since I've only been at this for about 5 years, a big portion of my clientele is people who work downtown in the service industry. But I also have a significant amount of clients that work in hospitals. I tattoo a handful of surgeons, and for the most part, for example, the people that I tattoo who are surgeons just avoid getting tattooed below their elbows. But aside from that, yeah, tattoo all walks of life.
I was reading online, it said a lot of doctors and people in the medical field, they're not allowed to get like many visible ones.
Yes. I believe that is kind of like an Indiana thing. Indiana recently changed their laws where you could have visible tattoos working in the hospital field, but I believe that was specifically like an Indianapolis thing. Yeah.
What is the most popular style that you have seen people coming in to get, and why do you think this is?
Definitely I would say while I do traditional tattoos, I do just about any tattoo that I'm capable of doing. And every year there's like 1 or 2 designs that become really trendy, that kind of fade that summer, and sometimes they don't come back. But tattoos that are just outlines are definitely becoming more and more popular every day. It's definitely like a personal choice. I'm sure you would probably never get a tattoo that's just an outline, but based off really famous people getting tattoos like that, those are becoming more and more popular.
With the history of tattoos in gangs in the prison system, do you think those instances have stunted the acceptance of tattoos in today's society, or do you think we have moved past this?
I think that tattoos that are sometimes low quality, and of course there are some tattoos that are gang related, You know, you can't walk around in Mexico with the number 13 on you because that's something that is gang related. But here in America, having a 13 on your as a tattoo just means bad luck, or it's like a Halloween themed kind of tattoo. I think that in general, if you see someone walking down the street that already looks kind of rough, maybe poorly dressed, it doesn't matter what tattoo they have, they're gonna get judged extra heavy because they have tattoos. But I don't really think that the idea that having a tattoo makes you a thug is really a thing at all anymore.
And do you think TV shows like Ink Master have a negative influence on how people who do not have tattoos view tattoos and the tattoo culture?
Yes, I do think it has a negative impact in the sense that people watch the shows and think they already know everything about tattooing, so then they develop a false sense of what it takes to get a tattoo, how a tattoo is applied, everything that goes down that line, how long it takes, how easy it is, how difficult it might be. On TV, you might see someone getting a really small tattoo and they're being really dramatic. So they come in here, they get tattooed, and they feel the need to behave that way. Or, you know, they see some amazing tattoo on the internet and they think it only takes 2 hours and one sitting to be applied, when in reality, you know, it could take years to complete a sleeve. But on Instagram, or not on Instagram, on Ink Master, it looks like all these things are being done really fast. So it kind of makes people think they're know-it-alls, which I don't really think has much of a negative impact, because as tattooers, we're not very like the customer is always right. We do kind of have a lot of knowledge, a lot of background, and it's just a conversation to be had, just kind of leading people in the right direction. But I don't think that outside of that, it really has a negative impact, because it's just bringing more people in the door.
That's all I have.
Dude, perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Psych! That's the wrong number!